In this video I will repair travel radio, and this one has also a cassette deck. With this specific unit, radio is working, but the cassette deck is not doing anything, so I'm guessing some component failure because there's nothing happening, not even the motor spinning. But let's see. At least there's one clear problem. The belt is now turned into some kind of sticky mass around the motor wheel, and then there's lots of plastic stuff inside. So I need to replace the belt, but I think there's something about these plastic parts. After turning this device around, quite a lot of plastic parts and one screw fall out, and to figure out where those are coming from, I'm just going to shake all the parts to see if something's loose, and this is clearly loose. It's a transformer for the AC current, and seems like the screw towers are broken, so there's still a screw, but this one is missing, so that's the one extra screw I found. So I have to figure out some other way to mount the transformer, maybe using longer screws and then some hot glue or something like that. New belt is in place. There is basically only one way how to install it. Now, after the cleanup and the new belt, I'm going to test the cassette deck. This is the play button. Nothing happens. So next I'm going to try to study what should happen. So when I push the play, this white piece is moving sideways, and close to that there's those contact surfaces there, but those are not touching. But I think this section here should create the contact. So I'm going to test it by contacting those surfaces. And yes, now it's rolling. So there's our problem. I'm going to increase the volume a little bit, just to see if the sound is coming out. Okay, so that's our problem number 2 or 3 or 4. I think I'm just going to twist this switch some way so that those contact points are touching when the play button is pushed. Now I bended these small metal sheets, so now those contacting points are closer to each other. So now when I push the play button, cassette player is working. And of course I can test the rewind. Yeah, those are working fine. So my guess is that there's some small part missing on top of this, or these contact points are just bended over the years and not touching anymore. Now all that's left is contact cleaner. Main point is to clean the potentiometers and these kind of sliding switches. This, for example, is for the record, and then there's a selector for the FM radio or the tape, and then there's switch for AC or battery supply. So I'm going to clean all those switches. That will increase the sound quality and of course making sure that everything is working as they should. One more thing about the sound quality is that these components here, the tape head, erase head and capstan pin and the wheel, these are touching the tape itself. So especially if this tape head is dirty, the high notes are not clear and loud. So I'm going to clean these also with contact cleaner or isopropanol, and after that everything together and this device is done. Now I'm just going to put these things together. I'm just kidding. I'm going to show how to put this thing back together, just like taking things apart, just in reverse order. Now there's a new belt. All the mechanics are cleaned and lubricated, and I have done cleanup for all the switches and potentiometers. Okay, so now we can test the radio and then the tape. Seems to work. One thing I noticed that sound was, I don't know the right word. One thing I can do is demagnetize the tape head, so the high notes will sound better. And to do so, there's a specific tool for it, but because I'm a DIY guy, here's my demagnetization device. It's 18 volts AC, and then there's just power switch and thin copper coil around the bolt. So this bolt will create alternating magnetic field which will demagnetize the tape head. You can build this in like 5 minutes, and there's lots of tutorials in YouTube. Check it out if you don't want to pay for the specific real tool. So when I plug it in, I just put the device on and go near the tape head and then come out. I repeat it a few times and that's about it. Now this radio is totally repaired and ready to rock again.